I'm Forrest Saunders standing in front of the Florida Capitol. Well, let me tell you this. Immigration was certainly a big issue during the November election, but the other one, stop me if you've heard this, affordability. And nowhere is that more apparent than right here in Florida, where there is an affordability crisis of sorts. And so lawmakers are now trying to tackle that with ways to bring down the cost of housing. As spring gets ready to, well, spring, the sounds of construction will again hammer home the need for affordable housing in Florida.
The state has taken significant steps toward addressing the affordable housing or workforce housing needs. But this bill takes another step.
At State Senator Don Gates seeking to build off policy lawmakers passed in the past with this. SB 184 affordable housing. In areas zoned for single-family homes, it would require local governments to allow construction of additional dwelling units, ADUs. It's a fancy way of saying carriage houses or granny flats.
ADUs increase workforce housing because ADUs cost less to build, they are less to rent, and are often located in an urban area where workers need to live to be close to their jobs.
Creating more supply is the big goal here, and while the legislation cleared its first committee without a single no,
by your votes, yes for SB 184 will be reported favorably.
There were concerns that it lacked parking requirements and that those granny flats would just get turned into vacation rentals.
If we're doing this because we are looking for housing, workforce housing, then we should make sure we're very clear. There is in current law, but the problem with our current law is that a lot of local governments are ignoring it.
Gates says he's going to work on it ahead of the bill's next stop, but while he does, Floridians continue to call for relief. In fact, a new University of North Florida poll out Tuesday says housing and property insurance costs are the top issue for most Floridians. About 34% of respondents ranked them number one, beating out the economy, jobs, and inflation.
I don't want to lose the talent that is born and bred in the state of Florida to other states.
In December, the Florida House Speaker said cutting housing costs was a top priority, but
we're going after the criminal illegals that are out there on our streets.
Republicans spent the last 4 weeks fighting over immigration reform instead. Things did resolve last Thursday, and now maybe affordability will again come into focus, just like the Speaker hoped.
I don't want my daughter to go to college in 15 years or so, and then eventually have to leave because she can't afford it here. So we're allowing the membership to come up with what those solutions may look like. Yeah. They're starting to file those bills, and where that ends up, we'll see.
And there are a bunch of bills already, including rent caps on affordable housing during a lease, grants for low-income seniors with high condo fees, and a tax credit program to incentivize converting hotels into housing. Whether any of these bills will get to the governor's desk in the upcoming session isn't clear, but what is, Floridians want more affordability. One other thing to pull out of that UNF poll that's really interesting is where immigration ranked. Yes, nationally it was a major issue, but here in Florida, that poll suggests that only about 9% of Floridians ranked immigration as their number one issue. That's the latest out here at the state capitol. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.